Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps lots. And also keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. Alright folks, here we are after market close on Thursday, April 21st. We're going to take a look at SoFi. SoFi having another one of its famous red days today, and I don't know what to say. Last time I went on my soapbox, as you know, I'm gonna sort of tack on some additional thoughts that I have at the moment. There's a new level that we can put in here on the daily, which we'll do, and then we'll talk about some more stuff. So there's a level right about here. Not surprising, basically like 7. I mean, this is where the charts start to get additionally annoying because all you have are some potential resistance levels, but it looks so cluttered because the stock price is so low that even though there's, over 30 cents and then another almost, 40 cents between these levels, it's a pretty big percentage change. You see it came down 35 cents today, which is over 5%. So these are big percentage distances, but they look so crowded on the chart because the price is so low. So this gets just additionally annoying for that reason. But, the whole market just having an abysmal day, as I'm sure you know at this point. And if you were lucky enough to be short anything today, congrats. And SoFi obviously continuing to suffer from that, as it, I guess, always has, with turmoil and selling off pressure in the overall market. SoFi, along with a bunch of other stocks, taking the brunt of that for sure. Now, I mean, we might as well stop in today. Today, it basically, well, I didn't have the 703 level here previously. Previously, we were talking about the 739 level. And so in the last video, the whole thing was here. I think this is the correct day. We're talking about wrestling with the 739 level, and we see then in the after hours and then pre-market, it was struggling to try to flip that from resistance to support, failed miserably at open, came down. Now we're seeing that it's trying to catch on the 703 level. We didn't have the 703 at that point. But, then continuing to struggle with that today. And then essentially the same picture today, right? It comes in at the support resistance level that we have on the chart and then falls to the next one. Today we see it again. I mean, there's no next one. Maybe this is the next one. Who knows? If it's from today, this would be the next one, around 660. If that continues to hold. But that's just because you see all of this. This is where the battle happened today, right? In any case, it comes in at that support resistance level and then just falls off a cliff. Fights a little bit here midday, like we saw yesterday, and then the old dippity-do into close. So I talked last time about sort of the opportunity cost of holding SoFi, not just the cost of the loss of holding SoFi. And so at this point, definitely after today, my plan for tomorrow is, to do some additional homework tonight, look at what level might make sense for a stop loss, and I'd open tomorrow, or sometime early on in the day tomorrow, set my stop loss for my SoFi shares, which is all that I'm holding at this point. I don't have any options or anything. And go ahead and set that. And if it gets hit, it gets hit. It's not worth wheeling at this point. Like I had mentioned in the last video, the premiums are just too small. And it's just tying up money that I could otherwise use for stocks that are moving. And it just doesn't feel right to go short SoFi. I mean, I could have a long time ago, right? But it just never felt right. And I still have hope for the company, but the company the company doing well and the stock doing well are sometimes just two very different things. And so even if it is super promising, hopefully eventually the stock price will reflect that, and I can just re-enter, sort of start over, and just kind of decipher it and digest it from there. And of course, I'll keep folks updated if my stop loss gets hit, and if it does start to rise, I'll probably set a stop loss, but still continue to move it up. This is going to be very hopeful thinking, but my plan is, at least what I'm thinking at the moment, is to move up the stop loss until we get over $10. If we get over $10, then I might leave a stop loss a bit under 10 and kind of let it ride. But I mean, do we really think it's going to rise, that much, and not hit a stop loss? I don't really think so, but we'll see. Okay, in any case, I think some folks are wondering, I will still continue to cover SoFi. I think from what I had just said, my plan would be at some point to hopefully get back in when it seemed to make more sense. But in the meantime, free up that capital, not feel so bogged down by, I don't know, feeling obligated to hold shares just because of the channel, the YouTube channel, I mean. And yeah, I'll just keep folks posted, but I'll continue to come in and try to set levels, decipher some of the trend lines and any potential patterns that arise. But yeah, so I'm not out yet. I don't even have stop loss set yet, but the plan is to get that in place tomorrow and kind of go from there. So that's all I got for you today, really. I mean, I'm gonna put that basically $7 level in there, but maybe this next level will be about $6.50, which would make sense, right? We've been saying for a long time now that a lot of these levels are really just the psychological 50 cents and dollar, 50 cents and dollar. Obviously we have some that deviate from that a bit, but for the most part, they're pretty close. So it wouldn't surprise me if the level down from 703 is, like 660, 655, 650, something like that. But as we get sort of, more data here, we can fill in some of those blind spots. And I mean, at this point, so far away from that downtrend resistance. So obviously additional downtrend resistance that has formed here, 839. And, so at this point we have, I think this is now 4 levels of downtrend resistance. If we zoom out here, yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I mean, that's all I got for you, folks. Obviously I wish that it was in a different situation, and if you're thinking right now you're nuts, in 10 years this is going to yada yada yada. I talked about all of that way of thinking in the last video, so just go back to the last video if you want to hear my 2 cents on that. That's just for me. Everyone has different risk profile, everyone has different risk tolerance, everyone has different sort of time horizons, right? I'm not willing to give up the opportunity cost of holding for 2 or 5 or 10 years, like just on blind faith that the company is going to be successful. I would rather scoop up other opportunities, and then when the stock starts to reflect some of that good mojo from the company, position properly. So, but yeah, go watch the last video if you're thinking that right now, and that might be what's right for you and what's good for you, and it's just not my style. So if I don't end up bouncing out, then that's all that means is that sooner than later we're above $10 and we didn't have any really solid, really strong dips between now and then. So if I don't end up getting stopped out, then that's good news for all of the bears, right? Or all of the bears, all of the bulls. Oh God, all I have is bears on the mind at the moment. All right, that's gotta be a wrap for this one, it seems like. I hope that you had a good trading day and that you are able to close out the week strong tomorrow. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.